I hope the ladies were listening. He didn't say that he needs y'all to be the table. He just asked y'all to be stable. But
Don't be the table. Be stable.
today we have another special guest. I know. I say everyone is a special guest. But truly, indeed, this guy is a special guest. If you watched The Bachelor, you've definitely seen him before. Or if you've been to UNC, you've probably seen his face around somewhere in the Union. Now, this guy, he moved from North Carolina. Now he resides in Dallas, Texas. Known him for a few years now, but I'll let him tell his full story. Without further ado, I want to welcome Leroy Arthur to the Friend Zone.
What's going on? What's going on, Koja? How you feeling? Good to see you.
I'm good, man. It's great to see you too. Just saw you about 3 weeks ago
No,
now in Dallas,
yeah.
Texas.
Got
How you been,
yeah.
man?
I was about to say, gotta let the people know you touched down. You saw what the Dallas city is all about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's not just the city, man. I said the whole metro,
Ah,
man. That joint is
well
huge.
said, man. There's so much to do, man. Glad you got to chill and kick it.
For sure, for sure. You know what's funny? There's a guy at my church who went to UT Dallas that I just found out
Oh,
about,
word.
and he was telling me, yeah, he referred to the area, the school's at as Richardson. I was like, okay, yeah, he
Yeah,
definitely know Dallas then,
yeah. If you're able to split up Plano, Richardson, and Dallas, you're really from this end, I would say.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man. Glad
But
to be here. Thanks for having me.
oh yeah, no problem, man. Hey, you took care of me in Dallas, bro. So we're gonna take care of you in the
Oh,
friend
for
zone.
sure.
Yeah, but man, how's it been? Living out in Dallas now for about the past 2 years. North Carolina is your
Yeah.
home. Tell us where you grew up and everything like that.
Yeah, man. So I grew up in North Carolina, Durham. My family's from Ghana. That was kind of the cultural ties that I grew up in while in North Carolina, being in an African household. But really felt like I assimilated seamlessly. And going through, K through 12 in North Carolina was obviously some of my best years. Just enjoyed being in Durham, being in the culture, and being able just to grow up in that space is literally home. Um, and so when I moved to Dallas, people were like, "Oh, so how you feel about North Carolina?" I'm like, first and foremost, North Carolina's home. And anytime I go back, I just feel like a big rush of nostalgia and like seeing all the trees, seeing all the hills, man, the 2-lane roads, that's home. But no, Dallas has been good to me as well. So I moved here summer of 2020, so like peak COVID era. So then it took a little bit of time just to get acclimated and assimilate into the city, but it's been good. Like I could definitely see myself settling down in Texas. It feels like a bigger North Carolina, so it was easy to translate to that. And also, like, I didn't know anyone when I moved here, so that was like an exciting part of like being in a new city, a new state, a new area of the country is like making it whatever I wanted it to be, and it's been a good journey. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I've been able to see a little bit about your journey, your transition from North Carolina to Texas. There's evidence of that on social media, but then been able to talk to you a little bit too personally about, I guess, some of the things you've got yourselves involved in. I mentioned earlier that it's been about 2 years, actually closer to 3 years now. I think I was thinking about your church's anniversary
Mhm.
there in Dallas, and they just turned 2 years. Shout out to Social
For
Dallas,
sure.
and yeah, yeah. But since you moved from North Carolina, you've dibbled and dabbled with a little bit of fashion. You've got your social media, glowing and bustling. Talk a little bit about that, man, for people who don't
Yeah,
maybe know that
yeah,
side
yeah.
about you.
So that's been an interesting journey that's kind of just evolved into like, several different paths. So it started off in, I would say 2018, 2019. I started working retail at South Point Mall as a sales associate at a retail store. And that introduced me to like understanding fashion a little bit, understanding fitting, understanding, like just an idea to just use clothes as a form of expression and creativity. Um, and then it led to a friend of mine who wanted to pursue a photography career and her needing, someone to model outfits or just be a muse, so to speak, for her catalog. And I was like, of course, yeah, I could put some outfits together. And then it was like, well, since you put these outfits together, do you want to like, style them or like wear them? And I was like, sure, I'll put them together and do it. And so in North Carolina, I just would go around different places like Brightly Square and etc., just taking photos. And so as she was building her portfolio, I was realized that it was time for me to move to Dallas. And I was like, dang, I low key enjoy like taking photos. Like I had a good time like putting outfits together and doing all these things. But obviously, like now I don't have an access to a photographer. But since I want to keep this up, this is something for me to keep in the back of my mind. And when I left, since we had done a couple shoots, I had this big catalog of photos that I had done. So when I moved to Dallas, I just, cold emailed some agencies out here and told them, hey, I'm an amateur model, so to speak, but this is the work I've done if you'd be interested in picking me up. And there was an agency that said, yeah, let's get to work. And then that's kind of what curated the ability to start connecting with photographers who are here in Dallas. And it's been real cool to connect and to have a creative space, but also meet a lot of different, creatives, whether it comes to like people who design their own clothes, people who are photographers, people who do like lifestyle photos, but they also do photos for maybe like the NFL or do photos for Fitbit and things like that. So that's been real cool, being in Dallas and being able to connect with like a wide range of people.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for Ghana Independence Day, you were on the Mizizi promo for the New Jerseys they promoted. So
Yeah,
that was dope
yeah,
getting to see you
yeah,
on there
man.
too.
Yeah, that's been real cool. That's been real cool. It's all of a sudden it's like, hey, do you know someone who could do that? Like, yeah, for sure. Da da da. Bada bing, bada boom. And it's like, oh dang, like super easy. Them boys and those girls over there are mad cool. So it was a match made in heaven.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, definitely love that brand. Get to rock my jersey whenever I
Hey,
can.
yeah.
Even even on, I guess non Ghana Independence Day.
Yes, man.
But
All day, man. 365.
oh, for sure. For sure. I gotta rep that 233.
Yup. Got no way. Got no way.
But yeah, but besides that, people may have seen you on TV.
Yeah.
You were on the Bachelorette, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken, just about 3 years ago, approaching 3 years now. And, people might think since then dating must become a lot easier for you. You probably got all the women, man, especially being in this metro like Dallas.
Man, let me.
What has it been like since then with dating?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like dating has looks so many different ways for different people. For me, I've always appreciated an intentionality behind it. So I mean, post it can look like that. It can look like, just going a lot of dates and meeting a bunch of different women. But for me, my intentionality has always been with like wanting to get married and wanting to build something sustainable with the right person. And that comes with, looking for some, pretty like specific qualities or characteristics in a woman and things that I also have to evaluate within myself to make sure that I'm bringing to the table or able to sustain. So that requires a lot of self work. There can be a lot of fun that comes with it. I'm not gonna hold you, but it's a choice whether those are the things that I want to pursue. So it's not as free flowing or like people shoot the shot and then it's like, oh, or I'm just shooting my shot. It's like, oh, because I was on the show, like I think I deserve your attention. It's like, nah, it's like, this is who I am, this is where I come from, this is the man I want to be, these are the goals that I have. Of course, not cut and dry like that, but that's kind of the mindset I approach dating with because guys are touching 30. So it's like we really got to be about it. People are having kids, people going to baby showers, going to all these weddings. Like, yeah, we got to date with a purpose now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how. That's how I kind of that's my mindset now. Although dating could look different for a lot of different people, especially going into the summer.
No, that's true. Dating, yeah, unless you have that open communication, what dating looks like for whoever you're talking to, you both might be on different.
Yeah,
You both might have different perspectives or be
exactly.
at different stages. Um, recently, I told someone that I thought we were just talking, and she was like, "Oh, what does talking to you mean to you?" Because to me, it means that we're exclusive, but not official. And I
Dang,
was like, that's
I
interesting.
like that.
So, yeah, once I understood that, that kind of changed my expectation in terms of what she's looking for, and also what I'm looking for, what stage I'm at with her.
Yeah,
So,
that's good. That's lucky applying pressure a little bit playfully. Like, hey,
yeah,
let's put some definitions to an ambiguous term. I like it.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And pressure either bursts pipes or creates diamonds.
Mm,
We're working on creating them
that's
jewels.
it. She trying to get a diamond out of you, man.
Yeah, man, and I'm pretty sure you probably had those experiences also talking to women where maybe you both had different perspectives on where you're at. What do you think like dating with a purpose means to you,
Yeah,
bro?
bro. I think dating with purpose, it doesn't come necessarily like with it comes with the end in mind, but it's also not the ultimate focus. You know what I'm saying? So like
Hmm.
and I say that to being like the goal of dating necessarily isn't just so I could get a boyfriend or girlfriend or so I can get a fiance or
Hmm.
so I could get a husband or wife. Because of course like it's a lifelong goal. So you want to pursue continually getting to know someone and pursue like actively like being in pursuit of someone. Um but the purpose and intentionality comes with clarity. It comes with communication. It comes with coming with the proper intentions off rip. It comes with providing boundaries. Not only that, your partner expects for you that you are able to place on yourself, which requires discipline within yourself. So I think those are a few things that comes with dating with purpose and also, you know, the desire of wanting not only you to become the best version of yourself, but wanting to see the best version out of your partner and understanding what things I can do or what things your partner needs or wants to be able to see that. And then as he or she, which is your partner, is able to achieve that best version of yourself, it encourages you and it provides your partner opportunity to do the same thing for you that allows that continual evolution in a relationship. But if things are oftentimes free flowing, it can lead to things becoming stagnant, which, kind of dulls our relationship and allows things to go backwards. And I think I've been in a position where I felt both, and the purpose elements of it makes it feel a lot more fruitful, profitable, exciting, clear.
Mm,
Yeah. So
those are some nice, adjectives to describe what a purposeful relationship could be, or it's talking with, or I guess dating with a
yeah,
purpose could look like. I was just envisioning like a river when you were talking about your different examples, like free flowing. I'm thinking about a river meandering, but then it gets stuck on a big rock.
yeah.
Once it gets stuck, it's like some of the water goes off to the side.
Mhm.
It's almost like you and that person begin to separate.
Yeah,
That's kind of like the visual image that was forming in my mind when you were talking about that.
that's it.
But yeah, so besides dating with a purpose, you also have a greater purpose in life,
Yeah,
and I believe you have derived this purpose from something that's beyond this world, something that's from above, but ultimately the world would see it as your worldly purpose, what you're going to do out in this world. You know, you're right now studying for your PhD. Why PhD instead of maybe other doctorate degrees? What drew you to it?
Um, bro, first of all, I can't do throw up. That's the first thing. I thought about being a doctor, man. I helped out with EMS one time. Some person, God bless them, threw up in the tent at a football game, at a UNC football game, and the whole place smelled. And the person was so kind, caring, said, "Don't worry about it," threw up on their shoe. "Don't worry about it, we gonna clean it up." Primary focus was the patient at hand. My like I was like, this place stinks. Like someone needs to take care of this. Like this is gross and it's not gonna be me. So ultimately I knew I couldn't be a doctor if I can't handle throw up. I mean, I don't know. Lord knows what else happens in the hospital. So because of that, I knew I couldn't really pursue the medical school aspect of things. But I did have an interest in being an engineer. And in Carolina, the primary form of engineering that they offer is biomedical engineering, which provides engineering tools and just translate it to the human body and to find solutions to improve the health and quality of life for people. And that's something that I could relate to. It sparked my curiosity because I was able to create, which is important to me in the same way that fashion pulls essence out of me. That's a creative. So does engineering, especially when you get things to work. There's a big fulfilling aspect of it. And my mentor, once I started working in a research lab, she got her PhD at Florida, and she started to say, "You could do this." And once I got my hands going and I got a project to work, got a few projects to work, started speaking at conferences, she kept in my ear, like, "You can do this, you can apply." And I was like, "You think so?" And I think the aid of just having a mentor is what made a big difference for me to like pursue this PhD. And I still talk to her to this day. Every 2 to 3 weeks, we catch up and we talk for like maybe an hour, and we just talk about what we're going through, how her career is progressing, how my career is progressing. And so that was a big reason why I decided to pursue it. And I was like, I don't necessarily feel the element of big money that makes me be like, oh, I can't go back. So, I can still live this lifestyle. It's not an easy lifestyle. Graduate school is not an easy lifestyle to live. Um, Talking about relationships, I'm in a relationship with school. So, I move, I'll move however school moves. So once that's done, then it opens things up to pursue other things. But yeah, that's kind of the story on how I got there.
Yeah, as you were saying, your mentor was a big influence on you pursuing a PhD, and now you're in Texas. Just quickly wanted to ask you, for anyone that's wondering, should I move out of state? Should I, you know, if I want to move out of state, where should I go? How do I decide on where to live for a PhD program, academic program, or just like any big career, change? What advice would you have for them?
Moving out it's a lot. There's a lot to consider. First of all, like I think one thing I felt mentally ready to move out of North Carolina. So one thing that had happened, I'd gone there for undergrad, gone there my K through 12. That's what I knew. So I was excited for a new adventure. And so when it was time for me to apply to grad schools, I applied everywhere. I applied to wherever Marquette is, which I think is Wisconsin, which is wild. I applied to
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, applied to UC Riverside, which is in California. I applied to a school in Pennsylvania. I applied to a school in Florida. Like I applied all over the country, 3 schools in Texas. Um, so then I was kind of open going anywhere. But then I settled on Dallas. And I think the main thing that happens to count is family. If family is important to you, that's something that I'm currently compromising on because I don't get to see my family as often as I would like. We do talk on the phone, but it is a hard adjustment. And also understanding you have to be okay being by yourself at sometimes. You have to be okay not having close access to your friends. I have a good amount of my college boys, like I see them maybe once or twice a year. I mean, of course, we use text, but I don't have access to them on weekends. And a lot of them are on the East Coast, so they get to see each other more than I get to see them. Being open to making new friends, like new communities. I love the community I've made here in Dallas. Like you mentioned, being at a at the new local church, it helped for me to like find friends and build off that. But the big thing that comes with moving to a new city is deciding who you want to be. You go to a new city, no one really knows you. You haven't really formed an identity, you haven't formed a reputation, which for me was exciting because I was like, I could be, I could curve a new path to who I want to become. It's also by God's grace that like I was able just to find the right people to be in the right environments, but also choosing the environment I want to be in. It's like, do I want to be in an environment that parties all the time? Do I want to be in an environment that maybe stimulates my mind? Do I want to be in an environment that enhances my cultural experience? Do I want to be in an environment that helps me emotionally, physically, mentally? Like, what type of things do I want to cultivate in this new space? And I think that's something that's really important to consider because it helps you decide the type of people you have around and the goals that you want to pursue. So I think those are the big things that came in consideration, and I found a lot of joy in my Dallas move. But compromise comes, and I think the big thing is like not being close to my mom, my dad, and my sister back in North Carolina.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
You're in a different time zone right now.
absolutely.
You're hundreds of miles away from your family, and those are people you're used to being around. Also, your friends too,
Yeah,
which you've created lifelong relationship with. But it's hard to maybe maintain them as well as you would like now
exactly.
that you have a considerable distance away from them.
That's it exactly. So it's good, but it's tough. But I want to be a better new version of yourself.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think you were saying that you wanted to also ask me a few questions, bro. So
Yeah, man. So
go
earlier
ahead.
on, as you were talking about what dating with purpose looks like, I was curious to know what that looked like for you. What does dating intentionally or purposefully look like for you?
Yeah, yeah. I tend to be someone who likes to go by semantics. So when I think of something like dating with a purpose, I kind of break down like each I guess significant word. So dating, going out with someone to try to find out if you'd want to become exclusive with them, and then lead to a relationship that could end up in a marriage and having a family. But then with purpose, purpose is knowing or understanding what the end goal of something is. So I think depending on who you ask, the definition really can change. And it's not me trying to dodge the question or anything. But I think dating for a purpose for someone could be casual dating.
Yeah,
It could be dating multiple people. It could be dating for a marriage.
yeah,
I think for me, it is the latter, which is dating for a marriage.
yeah,
But it's become also a little bit of maybe the second one, where it's dating multiple people in the sense that I'm trying to keep my options open to find the best person for myself.
yeah,
So before I get into that exclusive stage, which I guess the other the girl I mentioned before mentioned as the talking stage,
yeah,
um, I want to make sure that I'm not putting or all my time or investing into someone exclusively
yeah,
when maybe they don't check off all my non-negotiables.
yeah,
And I think that's ultimately where it comes down to. What are your negotiables and what are your non-negotiables for whatever your goal in dating is? I'm not a proponent of casual dating, but if that is your thing, make sure you understand why you're doing it and what those non-negotiables are. Because at the end of the day, I think the reason why a lot of people our age struggle with dating is because we're not clear with communicating what we want to do, what our outcome or intended purpose
yeah.
in dating is.
So what, our follow-up question, what does your
Mm,
dream girl, what are the qualities of your dream girl?
bro.
Talk through it. What are the
I
qualities of
don't
your
know.
dream girl?
I don't know if you're trying to eliminate viable candidates or something, but
I'm trying to eliminate nothing. It's your dream girl. It's your world.
hey, that's true. That's true.
It's your world.
It's like we all have dream cars,
Oh,
but we're not all gonna
absolutely.
be able to drive our
Exactly.
dream car.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, I mean, I think for me, someone who has a good spiritual foundation, who's willing to grow their faith. They don't have to be well established in the faith, but be willing to grow and learn
Yeah.
in the faith. Because I think I'm growing and learning each day, also. Um, Now, if we go to physical attributes, I do like my dark skins. I love my dark skins.
Crazy.
Shout out my dark skinned woman. Nice smile. Someone who, this is more abstract, but someone who wants me more than they need me. You know, in the age where we have a lot of
Mm,
independent boss chicks, it's
mm,
cool to feel that way, but I don't want you to be spewing that and remind me of that every single time we're around.
mm.
Um, and someone who's willing to, I think, have a mindset of maybe establishing generational wealth. So understand the importance of living below your means and paying off your debt first before you can live a life of abundance. I think those are the major traits I'm looking for.
That's good. You're not gonna find those traits quickly off of this ninja, so you really got to get to know somebody.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Somebody evaluate those. That's what's up. So
Yeah, man. Do you have no non-negotiables too?
you said again?
Do you have non-negotiables?
Do I have non-negotiables? Yeah, absolutely. For marriage,
Mm,
they're seriously liking a girl
mm-hmm. Wait, say it again.
relationship with Christ. I think
Mm,
I don't maybe I I I gotta think. If I say I don't necessarily lead with it, it's just I want to know that you have it for yourself. If that makes sense. Sounds a little backwards. I know, my fault. I'm working on it.
mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to say is I want to know that this is what you carry, regardless if you think that is important to you. Is this a core value that you have? Absolutely for me. I think that's something that it's like boom, it's like game changer, honestly. Someone who has community, that's something that's important to me. Non-negotiables is like, do you have a group of friends that you can go to? Do you have a group of friends that hold you accountable? Do you have a group of friends that care about whatever their boundaries, that care about, their goals, that, strive for different things that you can celebrate things with, you could cry with? Are you able to have long lasting relationships with people? That's something
Mm.
that is non-negotiable for me. I want to know what your community looks like. I want to know what the environment and the trains of thought of people you have around you. Um, Another non-negotiable, man. I'm not sure if I'm a long distance dude, shot. So to begin things off, can we see each other? Can we be in the same place? Can we vibe? It doesn't really matter what the activity is, but can we enjoy each other's space? Can you enjoy silence with me? That's a non-negotiable. Because in certain spaces I'm an extrovert, but in a lot of spaces I'm an introvert. And so, do you feel like you can enjoy a quiet space with me? Because that is honestly how I am, probably like 75, 80% of the time. Do you like to have fun? Non-negotiable. You see, the list can just keep going. This can be a whole sentence. So, do you like to have fun? Like, do you like adventurous things? Do you like to travel? Do you like to be spontaneous? Do you like doing new things? Are you available? At the same time, are you stable? Do you have a job? Do you care about your financial wealth? Do you have a place where you can consistently have a roof over your head? Do you have your bills taken care of? Do you have your insurances covered? Do you care about your health? Do you go to the doctor? Do you go to the dentist? Do things that allow to show like, health is great wealth. So are there things that you do to take care of your body? Do you care about the things that you eat? Or are we doing Whataburger every Friday night with extra fries? Or some days we can go to Kava. So it's like things of that nature. Just because I want to be the best version of myself, and the best version of me requires eating healthier foods. You know, do you like to exercise? Do you like to go for runs? Do you like to go for walks? Do you like, different types of physical activities? Um, what else? Are you honest? Do you like to communicate? Do you have an essence of respect for authority? Do you also have an essence of respect for self-respect? Are you able just to communicate that? Are you kind? Not only are you kind to those who are kind to you, but also just are you able to show kindness and meet people for where they're at? Not necessarily everybody, not have to be Mother Teresa, but are you kind? Are you kind with your words? Also honest or direct? so many things that I'm looking for. Maybe it's too long, and that's why guys are chilling. But no, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Man, I hope the ladies were listening. He didn't say that he needs y'all to be the table. He just asked y'all to be stable. But
Don't be the table. Be stable. Come on. Yeah, we love stability here.
yes, sir. But I gotta throw it back at you a little bit, Leroy. Are you asking all these questions on the first date?
Nah. I don't. I'm not asking questions. Sometimes I'll.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Nah. I'm not asking these questions. At first day, you just want to vibe. Can we have fun? You know. So it's in
Mm-hmm.
there. It's in
Mm-hmm.
there. It's in there. But like, there's a lot of things like with the power of social media, you could pick up on people's habits. You
Mm.
could pick up on people's traits. You could pick up on like what their schedule looks like. If someone has a routine schedule, wow, you know they're trying to accomplish things. If someone has a routine schedule, then you know that they're fitting in going for a walk, getting to work on time, taking care of their apartment, meeting up with friends, being able to go to church, being able to go to a therapist if they have a therapist, whatever these things are. You can figure out the things that they're doing. And you also know like the things they probably can't do if they're doing other things. So you can figure things out through social media as well.
True. That's a valid point, man. And
First date, just trying to have a good time.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. And I've been telling people this that your actions speak louder than your words. So I think a lot of things you peep through people's actions more than what they tell you.
Come on. Come on. It doesn't take but an action to say, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
I did. A word to the
Mm-hmm.
wise is enough.
There we go. There we go. But yeah, Leroy, man, we've had a pretty good conversation on here.
Yes.
About to wrap things up over here, but I'm gonna give you this opportunity to give any final few words.
Final words. Um, yeah, getting good community. That's it. I mean, building healthy friendships have been some of my most rewarding experiences. Um, and that just allows for me to grow spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. It's amazing, amazing. Physically, like I have my boys that are always encouraging each other to go to the gym. Mentally, have my friends who go to therapy and we're always like, oh, when are you going? I'm going to this. I'm going to do this. Spiritually, I got my social Dallas community out here, going to church, going to connect groups. That's been amazing. And emotionally, of course, like just having friends that if things are up, things are down, they can just talk to and connect with. It's important to know that you have people who you could celebrate with and cry with. And please don't feel like, especially for men, don't feel like you have to be strong all the time. Please find people that you can be vulnerable with, because you owe that to yourself just to be human. So that's what I got to say.
Hey man, what a powerful way to wrap things up. And if y'all are interested in finding more about connecting or creating a community in your 20s, definitely check out the second episode with Diamond. We talk a little bit more about that too. But without further ado, man, I want to thank Leroy for coming onto the pod,
Thanks for
joining
having
the
me.
friend zone. And we'll wrap things up here. This is Kojo, and on here is
Leroy.
There we go. And this is the friend zone. We'll see you next time. Hello there. Well, I'm glad you made it this far. If you could, please leave a like, comment what you thought about this video, and share. It goes a long way. And if you'd like to remain in the friend zone, check out these videos. Peace.